Hello friends, it's Lisa from the Teacher's Garden, and I'm going to give you a quick garden tour today. Yay! And I'm starting on the inside enclosure. And as you can see, and I know from our previous videos, you know that we have our hive in here. And I just wanted to give you a picture. We have very happy bumblebees in here. I don't know if you can see them bouncing around inside here. It's in the evening, so they are actually getting ready to go into their hive, go back into their hive. The queen will call them back in very soon. They all go back in, almost all of them. Some of the males will stay out, but all the females will go in. So they are just bumping around and happy. And I've had people ask, aren't you scared to be in there with them? No, they don't really want anything to do with me. Nothing at all. However, they are starting to help pollinate in here. We have tomatoes, we have tomatillos. I have some black-eyed Susans in here to keep them happy. And tomorrow we will have a zucchini squash pop its flower. So let's go through the garden in here and I'll tell you what we have. So right here we have, these are all San Marzanos. There's 9 of them in here. They're all very happy, and they're all starting to set their flowers. So these guys, it seems like they're a little bit behind the others, but they will be catching up soon. We should have some little flowers soon. To my right, I have our beehive, and these are all volunteer cherry tomatoes from last year, and they are setting fruit. They're starting to set their flowers here. We have our new asparagus bed. These are first year and third year asparagus. So the first year asparagus, all brand new seeds, are very, very happy this year. They keep sending up more asparagus plants. So these smaller ones, as you can tell, these are all our first year. In the back here, we have third year asparagus sending up huge shoots. Next year, we will harvest. I did not harvest this year. I'm just letting them still get strong roots, and next year we'll start harvesting. So it'll be fourth year. But the bees seem to like sleeping in them at nighttime, and they will try to little poke in there. These are all male. They are not females. So they are all males, and I learned this year that you can tell the males from the females versus, you know, what's actually inside the little tiny cone flowers. These are all males that have sprouted here, and you can see from inside, you can see there's a little bit of pollen inside of them. That's how you can tell that they are all males. So these other ones here sprouted a couple months ago, and these, after they sprout, they just go right into fern. So, all right, my next bed here are Roma tomatoes, and so I got half of them are doing, most of them are doing okay. Most of them are trying to set fruit. I had 2 little setbacks here. I'm not sure what happened. They, I think they dampened off, and I cut the stalk off and stuck them right back in the soil. And I got a little one back here and a little one up here, and they completely came back. They'll just be a little bit behind all the others. So these are my Romas, and most of them are setting fruit at this time. Next to the asparagus over here, this is a new tomatoes for us, the vintage wine tomatoes. These are supposed to be mostly red with a little bit of yellowy, orangey stripes to them. These are giving me some cat face blooms, a lot of them. And so there was one huge cat face bloom. I took that one off last night. But because this is unexpected, I guess, to happen is what I've been looking at. So anyway, but they are all working on setting fruit. They got their flowers blooming. Next to them, I have Floridade, and Floridade is also new for us this year. These look amazing. About half of them are setting their flowers here, but they're doing really well. So I would say in the tunnel here, most of the plants are about 2 feet tall, some working on 3 feet. To my left is zucchini and squash. I have 3 zucchini plants in here, and as you can see, they are loving life, and we've got one, and it is a female and is ready to pop tomorrow. I don't know that we'll be able to get it fertilized because the males seem to be quite a bit behind. I'm not sure if we'll get a male flower to pollinate it in the next couple days. So it may be a loss, this first one, but we have more, lots more females right behind. You can see a female here. There's a male, female here. These are all males. So we've got some males coming up to pollinate, but I'm not sure because this is going to pop tomorrow. And I may be able to fertilize it. If not Monday, tomorrow, maybe on the next day. I would have to pry the flower open to try to fertilize it. So we'll see what happens. But there are 3 here, 2 very close. This one on this side is a couple weeks behind. Not sure why. Also in this bed we have yellow neck squash. We're not big squash eaters, that's why we only have a couple varieties, but we do like to make zucchini bread, and I will let the zucchini, some of it overgrow, and we'll make some zucchini boats. So very yummy. Intermixed between everything, I have peppers. So I've got, these are Ozark Giants, lots of different types of sweet peppers. We're really big into sweet peppers. We're really not into hot peppers. So these are Ozark Giant peppers. I got 2 of them here. To my right are pumpkins. Now, these were all supposed to be small pumpkins here. The baby ones that you can, sweet small pumpkins. But this variety is a new variety here on the right. It's called Sweet Little Pumpkins. I think they were from the M.I. Gardner. But these leaves and these pumpkin vines are looking a lot larger than my previous years, what I've used, and those were just sweet pumpkins. So as you can see, there's a big difference. So we're going to see what happens here. I hope they don't overtake everything back here. But intermixed back here, I also have some Yum Yum peppers. They're starting to set fruit. There's 3 Yum Yums. These are, they look like little banana type peppers, although they're various colors. And we love these last year. They were great for snacking on. In here on this little trellis, I have, these are the cucumber slicers. So I've got a few coming here. No flowers yet, they're a little bit behind. And then this trellis are Kajari melons. So this is new to us, but I've heard lots of people say how wonderful. We really wanted to explore different types of melons this year. So we have lots of melon trellises, as you can see. So Kajari melons are growing here. We've got 1 plant that is starting to vine up. And then we've got about 4 more that'll go on this trellis. Back there is a volunteer tomato. We'll see what that ends up being. And then we've got grand bell peppers. There's actually 4 of them here. 1, 2, 3, and a tiny one over there. We'll see if that one survives. Grand bell peppers, and those are starting to set fruit. Okay, let's walk in a little bit farther. Don't you love my little chair? I love sitting out here at sunset in this little chair. It's just glorious. So I'm going to move my chair so I can show you what's going on back here. So I have a new variety here. I think these were Baker Creek seeds, as I'm trying to remember. These are Pink Fang tomatoes. Now, this is just such a weird variety. It's a brand new variety, I've been told. Brand new this year. And I'm going to show you what's happening with about half of them did this, and I planted them just to see what would happen, but half of them did this. They did not produce nodes, to grow with, and so I thought, well, let me see what happens when I stick them in. Like nothing's gonna happen. So I actually have 2 more inside I'm going to plant in here, but I did plant a few of them in here. You can see these 2 here are Pink Fang, and you can see another one. There was no nodes, just so weird. So this is like a really weird variety. However, it did look like a good paste tomato, so that's why I went ahead and went for it. and we'll see what happens. But it's just so weird. I do have to get out here and prune everything in the next couple days because we got too many leaves touching the ground. So anyway, this one back here is also a pink fang. Over here I have 6 plants of the exciting variety of the giant crimson tomatoes from M.I. Gardner. 6 of them, and they're doing exceptional. They're all trying to set fruit, and it looks like, yep, I'm looking in there, the bees have visited these guys, so they will. These are doing amazing. So I haven't taken the suckers off of them because I'm going to offer it to my local group to see if there's anybody that wants to try growing them. So I'm excited to see what they'll produce this year. And then we will obviously save seeds to help everybody out with that. Back here, I have this really weepy, oh my goodness, this poor set of plants here. These are cream sauce tomatoes. And you know, the pictures looked amazing of them, but look at these plants. They're just like drippy leaves. I don't know, I think the heat. This one area right here gets the brunt of the wind and the rain, and the heat really comes in here. So I need to keep that in mind next year, that really I shouldn't plant any tomatoes in this group, because last year I had super sauce here, which did the same exact thing. So I did not grow super sauce this year, and I thought, well, let me just try a different variety, and this one looked like a more hardy variety. But obviously, I mean, it's setting, it's trying to set fruit, so you know, they look lovely, but the buds, the flowers look lovely, but the plants are so droopy. I mean, and they're not, the leaf isn't curling, so it's not like some type of disease or leaf curl. It's just, I don't know what's the heat, something's getting to them. My tomatillos, however you say it, look how big they are and happy. These guys were the very first things to set fruit back in here, and the bees have been loving them. And we are going to have, this is our first year having them, so we're going to put these guys in salsa. Wouldn't that be amazing? Look at how many. And I've heard that these get like 4 to 5 feet tall, so we'll see what happens. Back here, got carrots, mixture, rainbow carrots and other carrots and weeds. And it doesn't look like all the carrots that I planted have sprouted, so we're going to see what happens with that. But then got a row of celery. The celery is starting to finally take off. And in this bed we have 3 different types of eggplant. I've got frog eggplant. I've never had those. These look like they're smaller type plants though. They're really short, but they are happy. I mean, they're making lots of leaves. So we've got frog eggplant. There's 3 of those. There's 2 of the long purple eggplant. These guys seem really happy, and I see a flower starting finally right there. There were 3, but one didn't make it. It was just too small. And then this is the midnight eggplants, and I've grown this variety before. This trellis are my pickling cucumbers. I actually had to replant these because I'm not sure what happened, but so I've got 3 pickling cucumbers coming in on this side and 3 on this side, and these guys are putting off some tendrils and are super happy on this side. On this little trellis here, these are Hale's Jumbo Melon. We love Hale's Melon. So I think there's 5 plants here. We'll see how they do this year on this trellis here. Next to them, oh, these guys are putting off tendrils too. These were supposed to be bush. These are lemon cucumbers. I've got 5 of them. They were supposed to be a bush cucumber, but now I'm seeing tendrils. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to put in some type of trellis for them, I'm thinking. Need to think about that, because there's 5 of them here and they look very happy. But that looked like something fun. We like cucumbers and they looked fun. Here are the hot peppers for Elizabeth. Habaneros, hot peppers. There's 2 of them there. And they finally look like they're taking off. They were so tiny for so long. So hoping they finally take off. back here, I have broccoli and cabbage. There's 2 broccolis and 4 cabbage. I don't know what happened with the broccoli this year, but they just did not take off, could not get them to germinate. And so I only ended up with 2 broccoli, which is so disappointing. And they were just took so long to get going. I don't even think that we're going to get any broccoli. I don't know. Let's take a look and see if we're going to get any in there. They're not producing any heads yet. No heads yet. We may not get broccoli. I may have to just replant in the fall. But the cabbage looks like it's finally starting to make heads. Hello, little bee. To the right are our favorite melons here. These are our sugar baby watermelons. Yes, sugar baby watermelons. 2 trellises full of them that we'll have. You can see that they are really small there, but we got a couple bigger size plants here and some little tendrils they're putting off, so they're finally getting ready to climb. Some volunteer tomatoes. These back here will be San Marzanos. Some volunteer tomatoes. I planted some daisies back here too for the butterflies, for the bees. And there are a couple volunteer cucamelon plants back there. I have no idea how cucamelon seeds got all the way back here. But those are gonna have to be pulled out because they will overtake everything if I don't get them out. Some more types of sweet pepper is Triple Delights, and there's an Emerald Giant back there, and then Triple Delights. The Triple Delights are setting fruit. Yay! To my right are Napa cabbage, and these guys are finally look like they're going to make heads. Finally. And look how gorgeous they are. Look at the size of my hand compared to them. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And this is one of the reasons why we have this enclosure, so those little white butterflies don't get to them and lay eggs in them. So that they look like that. Look at how gorgeous they are. And then I have one more bed in here to show you. Move my chair back. This, remember, is the yellow squash. Another reason why I have these under netting is because the vine borers are terrible here. But look at how thick and strong these are. Look at the size. So anyway, these are cantaloupe. Two trellises of cantaloupe here. And I think that's a San Marzano in the back. Volunteer tomato. But lots of cantaloupe finally coming up. And then these are carnival blend peppers, so they should produce a wide range of different colors for us. So this is the inside enclosure. And some more, another volunteer tomato. Most of the volunteers, I had probably about 20 volunteers. Most of them are actually out of here. There's a few that I got sick of pulling them out, and I'm just letting them grow. We'll see what happens. All right, well, let's go outside the enclosure. I'm going to say goodbye to the bees for now. And we're going to take a look outside. So there's some interesting developments outside here. So, all right, we will go to the rest of the veggies, and then we'll do the berry bushes at the end. So inside of this enclosure, I'm growing 2 watermelons on these trellises. These are the Honey Island watermelons. These are the yellow, they'll be yellow watermelons. Really excited about them. I planted a bunch in here because I wasn't expecting them all to germinate, just based on what was going on inside. So we'll see what happens. It probably is too many of them inside there though, but you can see this is the one that's most advanced in there. But about every 4 feet there's a watermelon. And then these are more traditional watermelons, and these are doing okay. These are coming up. These are both the watermelons are from Fruition Seeds. And this was the other variety they had. This is more traditional, a red watermelon. And then back here I have just a couple pumpkin seeds planted, but they haven't germinated yet. But we just put them in, I want to say this week. So we'll see if they ever come up. Corn bed. There's some coffee grounds around it. That's what the brown is. Coffee grounds, trying to give them, I give them some fish emulsion and some coffee grounds, trying to green them up, and it sure did the job. The fish emulsion they loved. So got about almost, I think about 50 plants here. So a little strawberry bed. Strawberries are finally coming along. They looked dead when I got them, so I don't know. There are some marigolds planted in the middle. I don't know if they will ever, if you can see them. So my bean bed, my bean teepee. Now guys, this bean teepee really has struggled. Everything turned yellow, and I had put manure in here and fertilizer, and the beans were not doing well. They were stunted, they were turning yellow, they were dying. So I gave them a fish emulsion about 4 or 5 days ago, and now look at this. I am seeing beautiful new green growth on all of them. So I'll give them another shot of fish emulsion this week. I also gave them some coffee grounds, and so we're gonna see how that works. So, but they're coming back. I didn't think we're gonna get it. It's so late for beans right now, because normally we'd have beans by now, and these guys so delayed. I don't know. So anyway, and the other thing too, the loofah was really struggling too. So fish emulsion and then some coffee grounds, and look, they're greening up and they are happier, and I'm getting some new growth finally. These there's 3 dahlias here. These 2 varieties, I did not get tubers for this year, but I had seeds from last year. So we're going to see what kind of flowers they end up coming up. There's no guarantee. Gabrielle Marie and Canby. We'll see what they end up being. So this is a test. These are from seed, some dahlia, but I wanted to add a little bit of pretty back here. So I also gave artichokes. We're really struggling. Gave the artichokes, there's 6 plants here, some fish emulsion, and they also, as you can see, got coffee grounds as well as the ginger. And since then, look at all the green growth that's come. 2 new green leaves here, just a few days here. So they obviously, this was all brand new soil back here, where inside the garden, the enclosure area was not new soil. It was just amended soil, so that kind of made the difference. I don't know. It was really, the soil that I got is just maybe just a little bit too barky, too much bark in it, as you can see. So it wasn't broken down enough. As you can see, the bark, it's just, maybe it just wasn't broken down enough to release the nitrogen. So things were really struggling. So they will get a new shot of nitrogen for the next few weeks to get them going. All right, we're gonna go on this side here. Over here, I have inside this trellis here, these are gray, black fruit. This is black fruit. They're gray pumpkins. So there's, I think, 3 in here. Gray pumpkins gonna grow in here. This trellis back here is cucamelons. I just pulled volunteers from inside, and so out here, but they took a couple weeks to reacclimate to being out here, so they're not sprawling yet, but they will. Cucamelons go crazy. In here I have 2 onion beds, and I had about a dozen onions growing in these beds, but looks like something got in here last night. I don't know, but you can see there are a few. The yellow onions seem to be doing better. There's one right there. And there's a few. There's a couple right here. So these are onion beds. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Might give them some fish also. And then these are all my new berry beds. So various type of berries. So this bed is raspberries here. And what I will be doing, I do have on order a whole nother set of beds that are like this that will go right here. And half of these guys in the fall, I'll pull half of them out and put them in the new bed. I will not disturb them during the season. I'm going to just let them grow. But in the fall, I'll move them to a new bed. So, because it's just way too many berry bushes in these beds. So these are red raspberries here in this first bed. The second bed, these are the Ann raspberries and golden raspberries. They came from M.I. Gardner. So they're doing really, really well. And then this bed is a different variety of red raspberries. And then this one back here is, this is a black raspberry. I'm not sure if it's rooted yet or not, but a black raspberry. Actually have wild black raspberries on the other side of our fence. So I pulled off. One of them actually got cut during mowing. And so I thought, I've heard if you just pop them in dirt, they will root. So we'll see. We'll see. This bed here is blackberries. And these are the Primark Freedom blackberries. They're supposed to be really incredible blackberries. So, and they're doing really well. They're loving life here. And then finally, 3 different varieties of blueberries. So that is everything I have down here. We've got a few more things growing up on the deck. I'll show you those. And then you will have the full garden tour for about a month after planting. So my lettuce box, not lettuce, these are the chives from last year. They survived winter, or harsh winter here. Onions, I've been taking tops off the onions, and we've been using them in some foods. These were a couple volunteer tomato plants here that are up here. But the onions in here is dead spinach. Yeah, not dead spinach. Need to clean that out. And all of these dahlias were from seed, and I'm getting ready to put them in. You see the planters over there? Getting ready to put them all in planters, and we'll see what surprises they bring us this year. And then over here, last bit to show you, I have some milkweed that finally germinated for plants. And the milkweed will be, hopefully, for some monarch caterpillars. We'll see if we get any caterpillars this year. And then 2 cherry tomatoes, red cherry. And then this last one here these are black cherry tomatoes. So, and that is everything. Everything for this year. So the only other thing we're going to plant is where those dead marigolds are, here in the front. I have some ground cherries to put in there, and they are big enough now to transplant, so I'll be transplanting them into that area this week. So some ground cherries will go in there, and they're not going to be covered. So that is my whole garden. So check back again soon, friends, for our next update. Bye.